Hello all, and welcome to another episode of In-Car Series 2, Episode 11. Episode 11. Just making sure I was getting the numbers right, because I've done that many. So, yeah, so in this episode of In-Car Series, Season 2, Episode 11, I'm just going to be update you on the stuff I've been doing lately regarding my YouTube channel. I've done what I would call an English excursion, or an England excursion. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to title it, but it's going to be a series of videos about the 6 nights excursion that I've done during my winter holiday from the buses, because I worked on the buses and my winter holidays were allocated in March, so I got 2 weeks off. The first week, which was last week, I went and done a tour starting off from my home city, Dundee in Scotland, for those that don't know. So I set off from Dundee down to Barrow-in-Furness. That was the first stopping point, which is on the west coast of England. And then I spent the Sunday night there, because I set off on Sunday and I arrived at Barrow-in-Furness on the Sunday evening, because I set off in the afternoon from Dundee. So I spent one night there at Barrow-in-Furness, got some video footage and photographs. I think on the very first night there at Barrow-in-Furness, on that stop off, I took some brief photos and videos, and I talked about what's referred to online as the Mandela effect phenomena, just on that particular video. So after that, on the Monday morning, the following Monday morning, I set off from Barrow-in-Furness down to Perton's Electronics, which is based in Wolverhampton, and a small place joined to it called Perton. The area is called Perton. Well, the company is called Perton Electronics, and it's done by a guy called Mend It Mark on YouTube channel. So Mend It Mark's YouTube channel. It's Mark that does the repairs. It's his business, and he has his own YouTube channel. He's quite famous. He's been on Channel 4. He's been on the television. So I've actually put an amplifier in. He does retro stuff, electronic stuff, retro repairs and things like that. So I've put an amplifier in there, and for restoration. I've done a video on that amplifier earlier on my channel. If you look back, it's the Goodman's Module 19 amplifier, tuner amplifier. It's a tuner stroke amplifier. That was a 1974 model. So it's a year older than me. My dad bought it in 1974, and it's been with us. It's been with him. It's been with us in the family since, brand new. So that's done for restoration at Mend It Mark. So I met Mend It Mark, and I've done a tour of his workshop as well. So if you're interested in looking at his stuff, it's called Mend It Mark on YouTube, and the company's called Perton Electronics. It's P-E-R-T-O-N, Perton's, but S on the end of it, Perton's Electronics, and it's based in Wolverhampton. So I went there on the Monday. That was en route to London, because I was going down from Barrow-in-Furness to London, the Thurrock Travel Lodge on the M25 London Orbital, which is the outer orbital of the city of London. So that was a good drive. So as I said, between Barrow-in-Furness and London, which is where I was destined to go, I stopped off at Perton's Electronics. And I've done videos and footage of that as well, which is going up on the channel, on my channel. So after that, I continued on down to the Thurrock in the Greys area. It's like the east side of London, right in the suburbs, when the M25 services. Well, that's where I spent 4 nights at that travel lodge. That was all I needed, just a 1-star travel lodge, because I was using that as a base. You see, I was going to go from there round about places in London. So I done that. I spent Monday night, the night of arrival. I got there really late because I set off quite late, so I got there late. Oh, about midnight. There was everyone was closed as well, was in the Hill Mars. So on the following Tuesday, I had 4 nights there. So I had really all day Tuesday, all day Wednesday, and all day Thursday to adventure round about London, which is what the plan was, and that's what I done. So on the Tuesday I set off. I drove in my car to London's. What was the scheme? The first scheme I went to. What was it called again? Just give me a minute to get it. It was Tottenham. No, it wasn't Tottenham. It was, what was it? I'm just trying to remember what the first scheme I went to in London. Kensington, that's right. So on the Tuesday. So on the Tuesday I set off from the Travelodge and went to the Kensington area in London. As it happens, that's where Grenfell Tower is. So I went to Kensington. I looked around the Kensington area, just visited it, see what the buildings were like, the architecture of the whole scheme, all the streets and shops and the local communities and all that. Just had a look around the whole housing scheme of Kensington. And as I say, it happens to be where the disastrous Grenfell Tower is. That's where it is in the Kensington housing scheme, part of London. So after I visited Kensington area to look around the housing schemes and buildings, etc., and the shops and all the areas, the local areas, I then drove to Tottenham area of London. Drove to Tottenham, and then I had a look around Tottenham, just had a look around the buildings, the streets, just like what I done in Kensington. Had a look at the area of Tottenham in London. So that took up all day because of the length of time it took to get through the traffic. The traffic in London was horrendous, it really was. Now I got through the congestion charge because I didn't go into the congestion zones. I was just right on the edge of it. But there is a ULEZ, it's ultimate low emission zones, and the car's got to be able to pass that, otherwise it gets charged a lot of money. But my car, I put the number plate in on the government website, the official website, and it does pass for the ULEZ, ultra low emission zones, so I was able to get through these areas without having to pay a charge. And this is an 11 plate 2011 Skoda Octavia 1.8 TSI petrol. So for those that have that type of car, and just letting you know that I got through at the time I went with my car, I didn't have any problems. I checked first and it came up, and I screen saved the results as well, for just got a screen save of it just as a proof. And I checked it twice, and I checked it on another website linking to it as well. So I was double checking, and it gets through. So that was Tuesday. Spent all day Tuesday doing that. Wednesday I only drove from the Thurrock station, the Thurrock services at the hotel where I'm based, just a couple of miles to Lakeside, and parked the car there, and then got the train from Chafford to 100, which is just right next to the Lakeside shopping centre, because that's free parking, you see. So I did that, it was handy for that. So I parked up there and got the train into London. It was a C2C services, the train operator, from Chafford 100 to Fenchurch Street station in London. So I got the train in, and then from there I had a look around London, Westminster area, the central areas. I didn't fancy driving into the central areas because you had to pay you would have to pay £12.50 I think for a congestion charge. So there's two charges. You got ULEZ, which I didn't need to pay because the car was I was within that emission zone. It was okay. It was free from charge for the ULEZ. But then you've got congestion charges as well if you're going further into the centre, right to the centre, like where Westminster is, Big Ben and all that sort of stuff. You'd have to pay a congestion charge. I think that would be regardless to whether you've got a petrol car. I'm not sure if electric cars either pay that or not. I don't know. But I didn't bother with that. I took the train right to the centre. Besides, I didn't fancy driving all these, you know, the busy roads like the centre. It was just horrendous. Just stop, start, stop, start. I've got video footage of some driving areas of that as well, just to show you the schemes, the roads. So on the Wednesday I did that. I had a look at Big Ben, walked back to Downing Street as well, Westminster Abbey. That was Wednesday. So I got the train back, got back to Lakeside, and I drove just a couple of miles to the hotel back to Thurrock services. So on the Thursday, that was the last whole day in London. Drove into London again, and I visited Croydon, London's Croydon area. And I looked around Croydon. Then I drove to London's Brixton as well, and had a look around Brixton. And as it happens, I saw Electric Avenue, which is, there's a song about it, a 1981 song about Electric Avenue based in London's Brixton. Housing scheme. So I walked up, I got footage of that as well. So that took up all day on the Thursday. So I went back to the hotel in M25 Thurrock services, and on the Friday morning I set off early from the Thurrock services. I set off really early because I was wanting to go to Germany Clarkson's farm, basically Diddley Squat farm. I went to Diddley Squat farm, which is in Oxford. It's kind of like, I thought it was near the like sort of southwest of Birmingham, I would think. Kind of, it's in Oxford anyway, Cotswold or something. So I went there, went to the Diddley Squat shop. Then I had a look around the area, the local villages about. Notably the ones that Jeremy Clarkson went to during these Clarkson's Farm series on Amazon Prime. If you want to see it, you go to Amazon Prime and you watch Clarkson's Farm on there. There's 2 seasons, season 1 and season 2. And there's scheduled for another 3rd season as well, apparently. So I went and visited that, and went into the shop. Got footage of all that as well, got footage of the area. Then I went to try to see if I could find the area where Jeremy Clarkson lives, because I wouldn't go to his house and know what he was doing. You couldn't do that anyway, but I just wanted to know where what the area was, where he lived. So I tried to find that as well. I thought I found it, in fact I'm sure I did. I only took footage from a distance. I'm not going to invade anybody's privacy and go right up and zoom into their house or anything like that. No, just sort of show what the building looks like at a distance, what I believed to be his house. Because you could see it from the public road. It wasn't going across any private ground or anything like that to get to it. It was just from the roadside. Because I found out from a source that told me how I could get there. So I followed these directions. 2 sources actually. One was sent me somewhere else, and another source sent me to the one I think was actually right the second time. The first time I wasn't sure. So I done that on the Friday. Then I continued up back to Barrow and Furness. So Friday was from Thurrock services, which is on the east side of the outskirts of London, on the M25 London Orbiter. So I set off from there to Barrow and Furness, stopping off at Diddley Squat Farm, Clarkson's Farm, on the Friday. So I arrived at Barrow late, very late, 8 hours. On Friday night, or you could say technically Saturday morning, because it was after midnight that I arrived, because I spent a while at the farm. So I've done that, and on the Saturday, I just didn't do much more when I got to Barrow. I was just pretty much unloading. Went to the travel lodge at Barrow Furness, like the same one I went on Sunday night. It was the travel lodge. Yeah, so Saturday morning at Barrow and Furness, I had a look around Barrow and Furness, a more in-depth look than what I did on the Sunday, was on the Sunday, the first day that I arrived there. It was kind of like, that's driven from Dundee, so it was quite a long drive, and I was quite tired. It was fairly late as well, it was getting dark. Because I set off with Dundee fairly late. But I set off with Dundee at 12, got in there about tea time. I wasn't really doing much filming in the bar, although I did do a wee bit, and I talked about the Mandela effect as well. So I got in Halfords. So that was the Saturday. As I said, I had a look about Bar and Furnace, got some footage for you. That was the last day of the English, what I call the England or English excursion. And Saturday, must have left Barrow about 4:30, 4:45, quite late on the Saturday, and got back to Dundee late Saturday night. So that was quite a long, quite a lot of, a heck of a lot of driving. I tallied up for the whole excursion. I tallied up, including all the driving around in the places. I tallied up 1,373 miles. 1,373 miles I'd done from the Sunday dinner time that I set off from Dundee. It's the 12th of March. And the time I got back to Dundee on the Saturday the 18th of March. So it's Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It's basically, well, it'll be 6 days, wouldn't it? Because it's Sunday to Monday. It's Sunday to Monday, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So that's 6 days. So in that 6 days, I clocked up 1,373 miles. That includes all the driving around London, getting to and from all the places that I went to. So I've done a heck of a lot of driving. Bear in mind, on the on the Wednesday, during that, I took the train, so I didn't do much driving on that day. But should I have done driving that day, it would have clocked probably another 100 mile in that, I would think. I'm not far off it. But I decided not to. I needed a break for driving. Besides, I didn't fancy driving into the centre of London, so I took the train. As it turned out, the times that I went down to London last week, it was the day of the tube strike. That Wednesday, the 15th of March, last Wednesday. There was the London tube strike, and on the Thursday there was going to be the train strike. So I didn't really plan on taking the tube or train on the Thursday. I was planning on getting in the car again and driving into the suburb, well, the schemes in London, central schemes, and even then it was busy getting into, you know, the streets and that, because London's, you know, as you'll see the footage that I'll put up on the videos that I'm going to make. So I'm going to make this whole excursion is going to be made into, oh god, there's going to be about 7, maybe even 10 videos, because I've got, I think there's 7 files, so, but I'm going to have to break them into an hour, because the days that I went to London and done the Kenningston, and on the Tuesday when I visited Kenningston and the other scheme, Tottenham, all that would take quite a while. The video would probably be well over an hour, maybe even 2. I think one of them was 2 hours. It was Westminster, and it may have been the other one, the Thursday, Croydon and Brixton. So if I joined all that into one video, it'd be 2 hours long, so I'm going to have to split that file. So there's going to be probably 8, 9 videos within this whole series, which I'm debating what to call. I think I'm just going to call it English Excursion or England Excursion, because really it's what it is. I was travelling all around England when you think about it. Because, well, Barrow and Furnace is on it's up from about 60 miles or so, 40 miles maybe up from Blackpool, north of Blackpool, but it shares the same coastline as Blackpool, to put it like that. So it's kind of like, to get your idea where it is, it's on the west coast of England. It's sort of opposite the Isle of Man. The Isle of Man is, it's out that way, it's out further west, and you've got Ireland, I think, as well. I'll have to look, it'd be easier to show you the map, but it's sort of up from Birmingham. It shares Sellafield nuclear site, nuclear facility. Sellafield nuclear facilities shares the same coast as Barrow and Furnace. It's about, I don't know, 60 miles, 50 miles north of Barrow. Because I visited that as well, not on this excursion, but that was done last year actually. I done a video on it, it's on my channel if you look back. It's called Sellafield So there's a few videos back, but I'm sure you'll find it. So yeah, there'll be a lot of videos made. I'll be splitting them into videos. I'll make probably a separate video for each of the schemes that I went to. So it'll probably be a separate video for Kenningston housing scheme. As it happens, it's where the Grenfell Tower is. The Grenfell disaster happened in 2017. But as it happens, that's where it is. So, but the video, the Kenningston scheme, I show all the buildings within the scheme, I show the actual area of Kenningston. And as I was doing that, the camera, you will see just a glimpse of the Grenfell Tower there as well. I wasn't specifically there for that to put in for the title for the video or anything like that. But you'll see it on there. But that was it, and I wasn't making a video of it. But it was just as I was there in Kenningston. As it happens, Grenfell, well, that's where Grenfell is. It's in the Kensington area of London. So I was looking around Kenningston, and included in that footage there is just as you go around, you'll see Grenfell Tower there as well. It's all covered, cladded up, but you'll see it anyway. But it wasn't, as I say, the video is about Kenningston housing scheme, the area, part of that part of London. So the other bit that day I went to, so Kenningston was done on the Tuesday, and the other place, Tottenham, that was done later on that night. So it was in the evening I went to Tottenham. Same drill. I was just having a look around the areas, walking around. I got car footage as well as I was driving, and I've got the walking around footage as I was walking around the Tottenham. So you'll see that as well. But I might do them separately. I might have a separate video for each of the schemes. Otherwise, it might be too long. I'll have to decide if it's going to be too long to do that. I know one of them is about 2 hours. So that'll have to be split into two. I think that was the Croydon and Brixton one. So I'll split that into two. So there's quite a lot that I'll be doing. I've still got to design an introduction for the series, you know, an opening credits. I'm going to have to do that as well. Get that done. And I have to compile all the videos as well. Then I'm going to have to check them all, save them all, then upload them all. Give them all thumbnails, give them all descriptions. A lot of work, because there's a lot that I covered. So I can share the places that I went to with my viewers, like yourself. Those that are interested to see it, more than welcome to just see them for nothing. When you want to see them, you want to see the areas that I visited and how I saw them, and just look out on my channel, and you'll see them. The plan is for me to get them up there soon as possible. So I'm working on it. I've got to go to Halfords, get a few things for the car. I'm going to get a bit of shopping done over at Tesco's there. Tesco Extra. So I'm off for the rest of this week as well. 2 weeks and off the work for the holiday. So we're on a holiday, so I'll have time to do them. I'll start doing a bit of compiling tonight. But when I get back, it's 5:45 at night, so but I set up till all hours anyway, so it's nothing really new to me to set up till 2, 3 in the morning, because I do that. I usually go to bed about 2:30, 3 o'clock. Sometimes I see myself going to bed it's just my normal default time to go to bed at, because I work late shifts on the buses. I start on and our late shifts, I work late, so 4-day week, so I could be starting between 12, I think like 1 o'clock, 12:30 in the afternoon, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Work right through to midnight. So time I go home, unwind, get showered, something to eat, time I get in my bed, watch some telly, well, mainly YouTube or whatever. It's usually about 3 o'clock anyway. So I've been doing that I've been on the buses 15 years this year. But it was only like a couple of years ago they went to change everything round, and the options were there for drivers that wanted to do it. Because I would have been happy just doing it the way it was. It was the normal, regular 5-day week duties, but the shifts had all changed and everything, and So I looked at the options and took the 4-day week permanent wage. So enough for the rest of this week. So I'll get some work done. I'll hopefully get as much videos as I can put up. I'll probably put them in a schedule, so it might be one every 2 or 3 days. I have to think how I'm going to do that. But there's a lot to do, and the hardest bits of making the videos is like how I'm going to do the introduction, the opening. It's easy making the videos. This video is really easy to make because it's just dead easy. That's the whole point in in-car series videos, is to make it easy for me to compile them and at the same time relay the information to my viewers what's going on with my channel. And I could be curing 3 birds with 1 cure, as I put it. I'm doing the driving, getting to where I need to go. I like driving. It's my own environment, private. It could just ideal for videos. I could show you up in that caption there where I'm driving to, so you see a bit of Dundee. The weather's utter shite today. It's just misty and raining, so, and it's just a boring one. But anyway, it's a short run, but you're still getting to see a wee bit of, a bit of this, a wee bit of the scenery in there as well, and you're getting to see me telling you about my channel. So, and at the same time in doing this, I'm able to get things done. So it's curing 3 birds with 1 cure. So I don't like the saying killing 2 birds with 1 stone. So I just rename it my own saying and say curing 2 birds or 3 birds or 4 birds with 1 cure. So so that's really about it, the latest. I was busy all week last week because when I got back on the Saturday night, I was up really early yesterday, Sunday, for the hill walking, because I'm with the Caledonian Hill Walking Club, the Dundee based Caledonian Club. So I done the hill walking with them, and I've got video footage of that as well. I've got to compile that video up for you. So that's another video I've got to do. You'll get to see that. The footage of that's from Newton Bridge to Umree or something, I can't pronounce it. But it's between Crieff and Aberfeldy, it's in that area. It's beautiful Scottish countryside. It couldn't be any further from what it was like earlier on that week, in the centre of London. The busiest city in the whole of the UK. It was right in the centre amongst it all. What a contrast. And in the same week, and up in the Scottish Highlands where it's peaceful and everything. So all that's on video up. I'll be getting that compiled. That's not anything to do with the English tour, obviously. That's totally a separate thing. But the video will be going up on my channel. So that's a wee bit, just a wee bit of an enlightenment as to what I'm doing. Thought I'd just let my viewers know that. And I better get the rest of my shopping done. Well, stuff I need to get done. So, thanks for watching, and just keep a check on my channel should you be interested to see what I put up. Okay, bye for now.